Welcome to the first episode of Between Takes, where we have casual conversations about films, creativity, and the people behind them. In today's episode, I'm inviting my friend Mohnish. I met him through a friend, from a high school friend to be exact, and he's the mastermind of the Film Major and Film Major production. So let's welcome him now.
Hello,
Introduce
everybody.
yourself.
Yes, I will. Hello, everybody. My name is Mohnish. Thank you, Junyong, for having me on your show. This is a really cool initiative he's doing. I am a filmmaker and also a writer. My name is Mohnish, like I said before, and I have directed to date about 8 short films, produced several more, and I have a channel called The Film Major. And I also have another one with my friends called Film Major Productions, both of which we make short films, video essays, and we love to talk, make cinema, and chase cinema.
Can't believe it's already 8 films.
Yeah, it's a lot of films.
Okay, so let's get into our first question, shall we?
Sure.
So, first of all, what got you into films?
Well, what got me into films was really more of like a collection of moments in the cinema, of course. You know, watching films has always been something I've been doing since I was a kid. Personally, I got inspired by a film that sort of started building those blocks of inspiration that slowly led to me becoming a filmmaker, which is M. Night Shyamalan's film The Sixth Sense. That film really gave me sort of an idea of what a movie could be. It's the first plot twist that I ever experienced in a movie, and ever since then it's always been about learning more about films and understanding what they can convey to an audience and how they reach out emotionally. So to me, that really inspired me to sort of think about what I could do as a filmmaker, what I could bring to the table, because I don't come from a place where filmmaking is a viable career point. So I always think about it as like, hey, I'm taking this leap of faith and I'm putting the work in and I'm being consistent and really learning as I go, just like everyone else. So that film, M. Night Shyamalan's Sixth Sense, means a lot to me because that film was the start of what became a 15-year journey that has ended me here today as a filmmaker. So that film will forever be the inspiration that set me on this path. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Okay, second question. What are some of your favorite films?
Favorite films. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you my Letterboxd top 4 because I want to stay consistent here, and I'm pretty consistent with my top 4 films. I have to be honest with you. So my first film is Juzo Itami's Tampopo. So Tampopo is actually a film about a ramen. So it's a comedy, really, a comedy drama about one of the first ramen chefs, female ramen chefs in Japan, and she runs a restaurant called Tampopo, and it's also like one of these really cool films that is like combining comedy with heartfelt emotions and bringing a really cool Japanese story to life. And it's very similar to a lot of how Malaysians feel about food and Malaysian films as well. So Tampopo is really honestly a classic film for me that I love. And another one would be Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. People who know me well know that this film is a big influence on me. It has a big inspiration on me, and it has always been that way. I really love the Travis Bickle character. I love Robert De Niro in it. I love how Scorsese's got a cameo as the problematic taxi driver, and all of it, the world he builds, the way it works, the film scratches my mind in a way I love. Another one would be Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure, a fantastic murder mystery film, which I have watched multiple times and I still draw on today. It's the most recent edition of my top 4. And the one that has been there the longest is Kogonada's Columbus, which is also one of the most recent films in my top 4, 2017. It is a really great film. Slow cinema, has all those like bits and pieces that I love that you see in some of my short films. I've been chasing Columbus a lot, and it has this hold over me that I just cannot explain. And I only recently have begun moving on from the film, but I still love the film very much, and I rewatch it every year at least once. So those are my top 4.
Which film left the biggest impact on you and why?
Which film left the biggest impact and why? I mean, that is a crazy question because I could take years to answer that question, but I will have to go with The Sixth Sense, because like I said earlier, it has been the most influential film in getting me to be a filmmaker. But then also you can look at Columbus, because that's a film that I draw from stylistically quite a lot. So to be honest, why is like when you watch something that scratches your brain the right way and it just feels like that's the kind of movie I want to make, but not 100%. There's a bit of me that's missing. There's a bit of my style, my own personal storytelling that is not in those films that I want to bring to the film. That's when you're like, okay, I'm going to be a filmmaker, or I'm going to tell a story somehow, some way. And this is one of those ways. It's like I really, really think The Sixth Sense, experiencing that plot twist for me, especially at that age, which to be honest, I was way too young to be watching that film. It really, when you buy into a story and then that story just flips on its head at the end, and then it just, it leaves you completely speechless, especially at that age. Yeah, The Sixth Sense for me has got to be the one.
I think we have talked enough about the movie part, so let's move on to another topic. Are you currently working on anything or planning something in the near future?
So I'm working on a film right now, which is sort of a drama-y film, drama comedy. I'm trying to explore that genre for the first time. It's called Where Sunflowers Bloom. That's the title drop for you, which actually, Junyoung here is also the co-DOP for, and it's a film where it's kind of an ode to friendship, and I'm in the middle of editing this film, so I don't want to say too much about it or spoil it. Well, I mean, I can't spoil it for Junyoung, but I could spoil it for you guys, and I don't want to do that. What I will say is, every film I do is a challenge. Every new genre I tackle is a challenge, and Where Sunflowers Bloom is no different.
That's great. Okay, however, I want to ask you about this personally. Out of all the short films you've made, which one is your favorite?
Favorite film? That's like one of the most impossible questions. It's like choosing between your children. It's like, how could you make me do that? Okay, I have a slight cheat code answer here, where I would pick the Diary trilogy as my favorite. It's 3 films. Yeah, Junyoung's been acting in them as well. It's one of the first films he's acted in with me as well. Diary of the Wolf, my first film, Diary of a Hungry Man, and Diary of a Maelstrom. I did them each over a year, and that trilogy to me means a lot. It's one of those trilogies that I'm like, I got the opportunity to work with so many great people on that, and so I know I'm kind of cheating. I'm not picking one film, picking 3, but they all mean every film I make means something to me. I love making films, and it just so happens the Diary trilogy was my first trilogy, so it just happens to be like that favorite elder child. That's how I put it. But I love all my movies.
Would that be the one that you recommend for someone who has yet to watch your films?
Recommendation, I'm not normally in the business of recommending my own films to people, but I will say that you're only as good as your last film. I heard that from someone recently, and I feel maybe that's true, maybe that's not, I don't know, but I'll say Techno. Techno should be out by this point. It's a sci-fi thriller film. I'll recommend that just because it's less than 10 minutes for you to get to know me as a filmmaker, especially if it's your first film. Do check it out. It's probably going to be your taste or not. It's a meditative watch, but it comments on the world today. So I think that's probably what I would recommend. But if you want something with a little more snap to it, I would say No Evil in Bebop, Diary of the Wolf is also kind of meditative. Or if you want to just have fun, probably watch The Highball or The Morning Bar. One of those 2 I think works just fine. So yeah.
Alright, so here's the last question for us to wrap things up. What is your goal for this year?
My goal for this year, it's still early in 2026, so I suppose everyone's making their resolutions. I feel like my goal this year would be to step into new territory as a filmmaker and to really push myself to another level of understanding. This is a young art form. I am a young filmmaker, so I'm still learning as I go. So I guess the real goal would be to learn more and to be able to really see my progress from 2025 and 2026 and just see the jump I've made and the step I've taken. That's hopefully what I will get from this experience. I really hope that that is what happens for me in 2026. I just want to make films. I want to collaborate with a lot of amazing people who are passionate about films. So for me, the goal is to just keep making films and to keep learning.
That's all for today. Thank you, Mohnish, for coming. And for everyone out there, you guys can find him at
The Film Major on YouTube and on Instagram. Do check us out. It's really going to be a bunch of great short films that you might want to check out. And to be honest, it chronicles my growth as a film major and a filmmaker. And Junyong also has one film that he's directed called Unique Pieces on my channel. So do come and check it out. Check out Film Major Productions as well. There's some amazing films: Deadline, Monochrome, Caffeinated Tequila, and many more, I'm sure, in the future. So do give us a follow, do give us a subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching.
It's free to watch. See you guys next time.